Your childhood is one of the most significant factors that will determine whether or not you will have the opportunity to achieve monetary success. Your upbringing, including the lessons imparted by your family, friends, and acquaintances, is largely responsible for the majority of what you are aware of and believe to be true. What you know about money is typically the consequence of either what you observe your parents doing with their own money or what they told you about money when you were growing up. As such, I'll be discussing 5 lessons that wealthy families instill in their children that low-income families don't. And if this is your first time visiting the channel, make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content that might potentially change your life. One of the most important things is being direct about what you want. If you were raised in a low-income household, you may have observed your parents constantly living in fear, particularly when it came to matters involving money. Fears people have include fear of creditors calling to demand payment, fear of losing their jobs, and fear of an equity market disaster. Their children may develop negative views about money as a result of observing their parents throughout their childhood. On the contrary, wealthy people encourage their kids to be confident and assertive when making requests. For instance, a wealthy parent might let their children eavesdrop on the discussion while they're on the phone with a client. Perhaps then, the kids will learn the value of being direct and getting what they desire. Children of the poor may learn from their parents that making a stand is a sign of defiance, and that demanding their desires is only a sign of being headstrong. Children of the wealthy are taught from an early age to advocate for themselves, as they are taught that they will receive from life only what they demand from it. Therefore, it makes sense why it is typically simpler for a young person from a wealthy family to speak out in front of a group of people and make a daring request. If you want your children to learn the ways of the wealthy, you must instill in them the belief that the only way to get what they want is to go out and ask for it. Encourage them to recognize that the person with whom they are conversing is also a human just like them, and that there's no justification for them to feel threatened by this individual. The wealthy instill in their children a sense of self-worth and a capacity for facing their fears. For this and other similar reasons, the children of the wealthy often follow in their parents' financial footsteps. Second is to know how much $1 is worth. Talking about money is one of the taboo topics that can really put a damper on things in a low-income household. If you came from a financially unstable home, you know the feeling of discomfort that occurs whenever money is discussed. In a wealthy household, things aren't typically done that way. They are more likely to express their opinions and discuss financial matters frankly. The importance of money is something that the wealthy instill in their children, while the poor do not. Why is it important to know the worth of a dollar? The dollar's worth teaches youngsters early on the importance of earning, saving, and budgeting. This will assist students in laying the groundwork necessary for strong financial understanding. In addition to helping them avoid wasteful spending, children who are taught the worth of money may also come to appreciate the significance of saving and making investments. The wealthy often put their children on allowances as a method to teach them financial responsibility. Unless they experience financial hardship themselves, children rarely learn the value of hard labor until they're adults. The wealthy can protect their children from a false impression of wealth by assigning them chores that will allow them to earn pocket money. Some parents, for instance, may offer monetary incentives for their children to accomplish tasks around the house. As children get older and their responsibilities expand, they typically raise this number. This is to demonstrate to them that perseverance and dedication are rewarded. Wealthy parents often demonstrate the importance of saving to their kids as another means of teaching financial literacy. They advise their children to save a particular percentage of their earnings. They explain the advantages of saving and instruct them on how to differentiate between necessities and luxuries. Third, if you are going to make it, you had better love what you're doing. Successful families demonstrate to their children the value of being passionate about one's work. They are aware of the critical nature of this. Parents observe their young children from birth onward to see what activities spark genuine enthusiasm. They encourage their children to pursue their interests and cultivate the abilities they've seen in them from an early age. Wealthy parents emphasize the importance of making a well-informed decision about a career to their children. As a result, they instill in their children the wisdom that it's not easy to devote one's time and energy to a profession in which one has no interest. Conversely, children in low-income families often accept the message that they must resort to any means necessary in order to survive. They ultimately choose to work in occupations they do not enjoy, and as a result, they underperform. This describes the majority of workers who look forward to leaving their jobs every day. They are not engaged in it out of a sense of passion, merely as a means of supporting their financial obligations. Parents with a lot of money typically instill in their children the key to both financial success and professional satisfaction. Fourth, figuring out how to turn a negative answer into a positive one. Most wealthy people are skilled at achieving their goals. They have acquired the skills necessary to transition from being told no to being given a yes. Therefore, it is understandable why the majority of them are wealthy. They are aware that individuals only refuse your requests because you haven't provided compelling arguments for doing so. They are skilled at using persuasion to market to other people. They begin teaching their children this crucial ability at a young age. Parents begin instilling these values in their children by repeatedly rejecting their requests unless they provide a valid explanation. They begin instructing them on how to bargain and turn a negative response into a positive one. For instance, a wealthy child's parents might request that their child persuade them if the child has to purchase anything and needs a certain amount of money. This might stimulate the child's thinking and encourage them to come up with more original solutions to persuade their parents. They gain the knowledge and experience necessary to advance their skills in sales and persuasion over time. And as a result, they receive more affirmative responses than negative ones. The wealthy can also help their children learn how to cope when they are turned down for something. When their children are rejected, they explain it as confirmation that the rejecter is clueless about the worth of others, and that this does not diminish their worth. They educate their children on how to convey the significance of what they have to offer to others, in a manner that is consistent with how they perceive that value. The lessons that parents of both affluence and poverty instill in their children on the handling of financial matters are critical to their eventual level of financial well-being. Fifth, in order to be wealthy, you must find solutions to issues. A common misconception is that wealthy parents always give their children what they wish for. This does not hold true in all situations. The children of some wealthy individuals are taught that they will never get what they desire unless they put in a lot of effort to earn it. They tell their kids that problem solving is essential to financial success. For instance, wealthy parents might pay their children to complete specific household chores. Kids typically do this for the connected incentive, and they quickly discover that giving comes before receiving. Children from privileged families can often observe their parents' positive examples and pick up these teachings with ease. Most wealthy people become wealthy by resolving other people's issues. Those that find a solution to the transportation issue get wealthy. Some people become wealthy by finding solutions to the food problem, while others become wealthy by finding solutions to security-related challenges. Regardless of the circumstances, the wealthy generate money by finding solutions to difficulties, and they encourage their children to follow their lead. For example, Jeff Bezos makes money by helping people find the solutions to their problems using online shopping. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg fills a need by bringing people together, and by doing so, he makes money. The children of the wealthy are taught not simply the value of finding solutions to issues, but also that their financial success is directly correlated with the significance of those issues. The market value of a solution to an issue that most individuals can resolve may be lower than the market value of a solution to an issue that only a select few can resolve. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. Click the subscribe button down below if you wish to transition from the life you have right now to the life you truly desire.